You've tried everything, and somehow you still feel like something's off. You changed your skincare. You updated your wardrobe. You even tried a new shade of lipstick. But every time you look in the mirror, something about your hair is still pulling you in the wrong direction. It looks heavier than it should, or flat, or, and this one stings, a little older than you actually feel. Let's fix that together. Because your natural elegance deserves so much better than a haircut that works against your bone structure. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we are going deep on the 6 haircuts that define how old, or how young, you look after 60. 3 of them are silently aging you right now. 3 of them are doing the opposite, softening, lifting, and illuminating your face in ways that no serum or filter can replicate. And by part 3, you may want to pause this video and call your stylist before we are even finished. Here is what we are covering. In part 1, we start with one of the most damaging cuts women over 60 still choose. And almost nobody talks about why it backfires so dramatically at this age. In part 2, we move into the haircuts that are actively making you look older. And the reason one of them is so insidious is that it genuinely looks chic in the salon, then does something entirely different in the daylight. In part 3, we get into the cuts that lift your face, open your eyes, and give you back the kind of polish that makes people ask if you have been on holiday. And in part 4, we bring it all together with the transition cuts, the smart in-between choices that give you elegance while your hair evolves. I want you to watch this entire video, not because I am asking you to, but because the mistake we cover in part 2, I see it on nearly every woman who walks into a consultation feeling frustrated. And the moment she hears the reason, everything clicks. One more thing before we begin. If this kind of content speaks to you, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path right now. Every week we go deeper into exactly this kind of beauty intelligence, made specifically for women who are done guessing and ready to glow. The very first mistake? It is one of the most popular cuts in the world. And it is adding years to your face without you even knowing it. Let's go. Part 1. The cut that seems safe but isn't. Let me ask you something. When is the last time your haircut made someone stop and say, "You look incredible, what did you do?" If that has not happened in a while, this part is for you. Because there is one cut that millions of women over 60 choose because it feels easy, manageable, and low maintenance. And in every single way that counts, it is quietly working against them. We are talking about the one-length blunt cut, jaw to collar length, no layers, no movement, cut perfectly straight across the bottom. Here is the thing. That cut photographs beautifully. In the salon, under those gorgeous overhead lights, it looks sleek and polished. You feel great walking out. But within a week, something changes. The weight of all that one-length hair pulls downward on your jaw. And after 60, when the jaw and lower face have naturally softened, the last thing you want is a haircut that physically drags the eye down with it. This is the one that ages you without a single warning sign. Just a slow heaviness that you cannot quite name. The reason this cut is so common for women over 60 is actually understandable. Layers can feel like a commitment. They require more product, more styling, more visits to maintain. The blunt cut feels like control. And honestly, I get it. But the price you pay in lost lift is simply too high. What you want to swap it for is a soft-edged layered lob. That is the longer bob, sitting just at or past the collarbone, with gentle face framing layers that begin at the cheekbone and move outward. The difference is immediate. The layers redirect the eye upward toward your cheekbones and eyes instead of downward toward your jaw. Your face looks lifted. Your bone structure reads. And those beautiful eyes suddenly have a frame that flatters them instead of competing with them. This is the one that made a friend of mine stop mid-sentence at lunch and ask what I had done differently. Nothing had changed. Except the cut. Yes, that powerful. Now the maintenance fear is real. But here is the truth about layered lobs. They are actually more forgiving to grow out than blunt cuts. A blunt cut at an awkward length looks heavy and unfinished. A layered lob at the same length still has movement and shape. Your stylist can refresh the layers at every trim without a full restyle. It is easier than you think. What to swap? If you are currently wearing your hair one length and blunt at the jaw, ask your stylist to introduce soft face framing layers from the cheekbone down. and add a very slight interior point at the ends to release that bottom weight. If your hair sits at the collar, keep the length. Just add those layers. The transformation takes one appointment. Maintenance tip. Ask your colorist to add a touch of brightness around the face, even one shade of highlight at the perimeter, every 6 to 8 weeks. Light at the face line does the same work as the layers. It lifts. It opens. It brings the eye where you want it. Part 2 is where we go deeper into the cuts that look stylish in theory and do real damage in practice. There is one in particular that I know a significant number of you are wearing right now. And what it is doing to your neckline is something you deserve to understand before another day passes. Part 2. The cuts that age you faster than you know. Have you ever walked out of the salon feeling like something was slightly wrong, but you could not figure out what it was? That feeling is trying to tell you something. And in this part, we are going to name it clearly. There are 2 more cuts that are aging women over 60 in ways that are rarely discussed openly. The first one is the one that gets me every time I see it, because the women wearing it are often the most put together, most stylish women in the room. And yet this one cut is dragging down everything else they have built. The mushroom cut. Short at the back and sides, rounded on top, full and domed at the crown. It was fashionable in a specific era. And the women who found it then often stayed with it because it became part of their identity. But here is what that rounded top is doing. It is widening the crown of your head, which creates a visual imbalance that pulls the proportions of your whole face downward. The roundness on top echoes the natural softening of the lower face. Instead of creating contrast and lift, it doubles what we are trying to minimize. The swap here is the textured pixie with height. Same short length, but this time with volume directed upward and slightly forward at the crown, soft feathered texture through the top, and a little length left at the face line near the temples. That upward direction creates instant lift. Your eyes read higher. Your jaw reads narrower. The same short hair, a completely different silhouette. This is the one I wish someone had warned me about years ago, honestly. The difference between these 2 short cuts is the difference between looking tired and looking 10 years younger. And most women never get that conversation. You needed to hear this. Now the second cut we need to talk about is even more personal, because this one is rooted in something emotional, not just aesthetic. The super short cropped cut, shaved close at the back and sides, almost no length anywhere. Many women over 60 choose this cut for one of 2 reasons. Either they have fine hair that has thinned significantly, and they feel like shortness is the solution, or they want to make a bold, confident statement about not chasing youth. Both of those intentions are completely valid and beautiful, but the execution matters. When the cut is cropped this closely all over, it removes every softening element from your silhouette. The neckline is fully exposed. The ears are fully visible. And without any softness at the face line or temple, every feature reads sharper and more angular. For women with naturally strong bone structure, this can be incredibly striking. But for the majority, it removes the gentle framing that flatters the face and creates the illusion of youth. What to swap? If you love the ease of short hair, and there are genuinely gorgeous reasons to keep it, ask for a classic tapered cut with soft texture left at the top and a small amount of fringe or face framing length kept at the temples. That tiny detail at the temple changes everything about how the face reads. Maintenance tip. Short cuts require shape maintenance every 4 to 5 weeks at a minimum. An overgrown cropped cut loses all its lift and starts to look shapeless. Keep it trimmed and it keeps working for you. Part 3 is where the energy completely shifts, because we have spent 2 parts on what to avoid. And now we are moving into the 3 haircuts that actively make you look younger, more radiant, and genuinely more elegant. The second of those 3 cuts is the one that surprises people every single time. Stay with me. Part 3. The 3 cuts that genuinely make you look younger. Everything we have covered until now has been about removal. What to stop. What to walk away from. This part is different. This part is about what to walk toward. There are 3 haircuts that do something remarkable for women over 60. They do not fight your hair texture. They do not ask you to be someone you are not. They work with the natural changes your hair has gone through. The softness, the texture, the movement, and they turn all of it into an asset instead of a problem. The first is the soft layered bob with curtain fringe. This is not the blunt bob we warned against in part 1. This is its opposite. The The layers begin at the cheekbone, creating movement through the mid-length. The fringe, and this is the key, is parted gently in the center or slightly off-center, swept to either side so that it grazes the outer corners of the brow. That curtain fringe creates a frame inside a frame. It draws every eye immediately to your eyes and your bone structure. It softens the forehead without hiding it. And it creates the illusion of lifted, more defined brows, which is one of the most powerful youth signals your face can give. The second youth-boosting cut is the one that surprises people every time, because it sounds counterintuitive until you see it. It is the long shaggy layer cut, collar to shoulder length, with lived-in texture, soft face framing layers, and deliberate movement through the ends. Slightly undone, slightly effortless. Here is why this works so beautifully after 60. Fine hair becomes more porous with age, which means it actually holds texture better than it ever did at 30. The soft shag takes full advantage of that. Those layers fall at different lengths, which creates the visual impression of volume and density even when the actual hair is thinner. It looks full. It looks healthy. And that effortless quality reads as youthful in a way that a perfectly polished cut sometimes cannot. This is the one that made my colorist tell me. This is what I wish every client my age asked for. So now I am telling you. The third cut on our younger-looking list is the one that requires the most confidence, but delivers the biggest result. The modern tapered cut with volume at the crown. This is not the mushroom. This is not the cropped cut we cautioned against. This is precision. Short, clean tapered sides, but with deliberate volume sculpted upward and forward at the crown. Not rounded, not domed, but directional. And a soft wispy fringe that sits just above the brow without covering it fully. The upward volume creates height in your silhouette, which elongates the face and lifts the entire upper third. When the upper third of your face reads as lifted and open, you instantly look younger. It is geometry, not magic. But it feels like magic the first time you see it. There is one technique that changes how your entire face reads the moment you walk into a room. And your stylist can create it in a single appointment. That technique is the directional crown. And it is the difference between a short cut that feels old and a shortcut that feels editorial. What to swap? If you are in any of the problem cuts from part 1 or part 2, ask your stylist specifically for face framing layers, directional volume, and softness at the temple. Those 3 phrases will steer the conversation exactly where you need it to go. Maintenance tip. Have your layered cut refreshed every 6 to 7 weeks to keep that movement alive. Layers that grow past their intended length lose their lift. And that is when the cut starts working against you again. Part 4 is where we bring it all home. Because some of you are in a transition right now. Maybe you are growing out a shortcut. Maybe you are somewhere between lengths and feeling stuck. Part 4 is made entirely for you, and what we cover there may be the most immediately useful thing in this entire video. Part 4. The transition cuts that keep you elegant while your hair grows. Let's be honest about something. Most hair advice skips the in-between. It shows you the before. It shows you the after. And then it leaves you completely alone in the middle. In that awkward 3-month stretch where your hair is neither the old thing nor the new thing, and every morning feels like a negotiation. This part exists for exactly that moment. There is a specific kind of haircut made for women over 60 who are in transition. Whether you are growing out something short, moving away from heavy one-length hair, or simply at a length that has not found its shape yet. And this cut does something quietly brilliant. It holds its elegance at every stage of the grow out. It is called the graduated bob with a curved neckline. Shorter at the back, but not shaved or cropped. The back has a soft, curved graduation that follows the natural shape of the head. The sides and front grow progressively longer, finishing just below the jaw or at the collarbone. The entire cut has a built-in directional flow. Everything moves forward and slightly downward toward the face, which creates a framing effect that stays intact even as the hair grows. The reason this works so well in transition is that it never hits an awkward phase. Every 6 weeks when you go back for a trim, your stylist simply maintains the graduation at the back while allowing the front to keep growing. You are always shaped. You are always polished. And you never have to white-knuckle your way through a difficult growth stage alone. This one is everything. Now I want to speak directly to the women who are growing out a very short cut, because that specific transition has its own rules. Growing out a pixie or a cropped cut without a strategy leads to a particular kind of frustration. The sides grow faster than the top. The back gets thick before the crown gets length. And the whole thing can look shapeless and unintentional for months. The fix is the soft tousled crop to lob transition. Your stylist keeps the top longer than the sides throughout the entire grow out, shaping the top into a soft textured layer, while keeping the sides and back clean and tapered. As the top grows, it naturally begins to fall forward and frame the face. By the time you have 4 to 5 inches of length on top, you are already in a beautiful short shag, and the sides and back can start to join that length deliberately. What to swap? If you are currently navigating a grow out without a shape strategy, your immediate swap is this. Ask your stylist to give your current length a deliberate shape with every trim rather than just removing bulk. Structure during the grow out is what keeps you looking intentional, not accidental. There is a difference between hair that is growing and hair that is growing with purpose. Maintenance tip for transitions specifically. Condition deeply every week during a grow out. Transitional lengths are particularly prone to breakage at the ends, which sets back your timeline and creates uneven length. One deep conditioning treatment per week keeps the ends strong enough to actually reach the length you are aiming for. And here is the final thing I want you to take away from this entire video. Your hair is not the enemy. It has never been the enemy. It has just been working without the right information. With the right cut, the right direction, and the right maintenance, your natural elegance does not need to be recreated. It just needs to be revealed. You just learned 6 haircuts, 3 that are silently aging you and 3 that can genuinely turn back the clock, that most women spend years figuring out completely on their own. Boom! Your bone structure was always this stunning. Now it shows. Tell me in the comments, which of these 6 cuts have you been wearing without knowing what it was doing? And are you already planning to call your stylist this week? I want to know. Next time, we are covering the one color mistake that ages your hair more than any cut ever could. And the fix takes one single conversation with your colorist. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.